So in the Kenyan senior schools, under the CBC curriculum, there are three pathways. So a student is either going to take science, technology, engineering, and mathematics pathway, known as STEM. This is where you find the sciences, chemistry, biology, physics, mathematics, and then there are technical subjects here, like woodwork, and then aviation, and then we have applied sciences like agriculture, home science, among others. Then other students will take social sciences. Social sciences are the traditional humanities like geography, history, and then you have also the languages here, English, Kiswahili, and foreign languages like German, French, Chinese, among others. And then you have the third pathway called the arts and sports sciences. The arts and sports sciences includes film and theater, music and dance. Then you have fine arts, and then sports activities and recreation inside there. So in the Kenyan senior school, a student will either take one of the three pathways. The schools that teach STEM pathway in Kenya are 60% of the total number of schools as designed by the government, whereas social sciences is taught in 25% of the schools, and then arts and sports sciences is taught in 15% of the schools. So 15, 25, 40 plus 60, 100%. So majority of the students take STEM. But then, regardless of which pathway a student takes in the senior school in Kenya, they must take 4 learning areas or 4 subjects. So these 4 are the compulsory learning areas for all students, regardless of which pathway they take. So these 4 compulsory learning areas include, number 1, community service learning. Community service learning. And community service learning is a completely new learning area or subject, so to speak, in the Kenyan education system. We have discussed community service learning in another clip in this channel. But then basically this is a learning area that is going to equip students with the knowledge about their communities, immediate community. It will also help them to get in touch and engage more with the communities around them, and then finally help them acquire skills to improve the communities around them. For instance, handling environmental pollution, handling climate challenges, etc. They are going to learn all of them here. And then number 2, Kiswahili, which has been stroked with Kenya Sign Language, KSL. So the Kiswahili that is compulsory in the senior schools in the Kenyan education system now is slightly different from the one in the 844 because the literature part of it, called Fasihi in Kiswahili, has been removed from the core learning area. It is under the social sciences. So a student who takes social sciences and then decides to choose Kiswahili literature, called Fasihi, is the one who will do it. But then under the core learning areas, the student doing STEM and the student doing arts and sports science will learn majorly the grammatical part of Kiswahili, which is called Sarufi. So Sarufi is basically what will be compulsory for all the pathways. But then the literature part of it can only be done as an optional subject by those taking social sciences. And then you have English. So the same story applies to English. Any student that is doing STEM and then doing arts and sports science must also take English, just like the other one taking social sciences. But then, for the students doing STEM and arts and sports science, they do the basic English, mainly the grammar part of it. But then the literature part of English is not compulsory for a student taking STEM or arts and sports science. That literature part is an optional subject under social sciences. So only students under social sciences will be free to select English literature. It's not even compulsory for them. It's one of the optional subjects under social sciences. But then grammar is compulsory for all students taking all the pathways. And then mathematics, number 4, is also going to be a compulsory learning area. but then it has been divided into two: core mathematics and essential mathematics. So basically all students, whether you are taking STEM, social science, or arts and sports, will have to take mathematics. But the difference will be that a student taking STEM, sciences, technology, engineering, and mathematics, will have to take core mathematics. Core mathematics is detailed. It has a lot of mathematics compared to essential mathematics. So for those taking social sciences, arts, and sports sciences, they will learn some mathematics, but just essential mathematics, basic mathematics. So they will not go into the details and the depth that the student taking STEM will go, because then they will have to do core mathematics. So these are the 4 learning areas that must be taken by all students, regardless of which pathway you go to. Therefore, ICT, Information, Communication, and Technology, and then PE, Physical Education, are not among the compulsory learning areas. No. Information, Communication, and Technology and Physical Education will be taught and integrated into the curriculum to help students enjoy learning, but they will not be examined as core learning areas. No. Therefore, there are only 4 core learning areas, regardless of which pathway you take in the Kenyan senior schools under the CBC curriculum. Thank you very much.